Hello. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, or I should say, good night. It's 9 p.m. It is Tuesday, September the 10th, or 9th, I believe. It's actually, let's find out right now. Yeah, it's Tuesday, September 10th. And there's a couple updates I have for you. And first off, this is Eric the Conqueror, facebook.com/Eric the Conqueror, or youtube.com/user/ the Sandman 047. And yeah, so this past weekend I actually had a friend of mine got married, and it was a cool wedding. It was a little bit of a controversial one. Well, I mean, people say it was, at least. It was a Hindu girl marrying a Sikh man, and it's not, I don't think anything of it, but it was pretty cool. I mean, it's nice to see that uh, race and religion and culture are intermingling and mixing, and we're becoming a little bit more accepting of one another. And yeah, it was cool. Uh, hmm. One thing that I didn't, well, I can't really fault people for that, is that in the Gurdwara, a lot of people were talking, and people weren't sitting cross-legged. And personally, I like to sit quietly and cross-legged and gather my thoughts and collect uh, my psyche, and but I'm not gonna judge anybody for not knowing that they should do that and whatnot. And one thing that I found interesting was that they gave us these little pamphlets, kind of explaining the customs and the meanings of the four lamas, like the four circles that they take around the altar. So there's an altar, and I think it's a harvest festival, as usual. There's 4 seasons, and lo and behold, there are four, and you do 4 rounds around the altar, or the Guru Granth Sahib, the book, as we call it. And I'll do more on that later. But anyways, the point of it was that it's cool. People are mingling, and people are expanding their consciousness and becoming more accepting. And the highlight of this weekend was that for the first time ever, I remembered that I'm terrified of dancing, and I don't know how to dance. And and I decided then that day, that on Sunday, that I would dance that day. And I danced my ass off. I danced the whole night. I danced and danced and danced, and I learned to let go and not give a shit what anybody else is thinking. And I already knew that, but for some reason, when it pertained to dancing in a public part, mainly in a party, in a brown wedding, like, I'm not good at bhangra or anything like that. Main thing is that I was always terrified of it, and I never did before. But that day I decided I would do it, and I would man up, and I did it, and I had a blast. And it's true what they say. Like, dance is the essence of self-expression. I mean, it's movement, it's body language, and it's pretty cool. I mean, it is very cool, and I admire those people who can put on performances. And you know I admire people who are good at dance, and who have the ability to let go and do whatever the fuck they want. But then I guess I admire myself because I did it that day. So it's okay to express self admiration. It's not anything bad. Anyways, that was a good part of the weekend. I felt good, and it was good. It was pretty successful, and it was fun. You know. But then yesterday, Monday, I fell on some dark times. Actually, it kind of becomes apparent how important thinking, thoughts, and the law of attraction really is. I mean, I do this because I don't really believe it, but I do. I mean, it is what it is, and it isn't what it's not. So it did play a little bit of a part. I mean, anyways, the day started off pretty good. I was a little bit drained because I did tire flips on Sunday, so already I was second guessing myself. And I was also as I was warming up, I was thinking, oh, I don't know. Me and my partner, who usually squat together, I realized that we had never failed a squat yet, and that neither of us knew how to dump the weight. And in my mind, I was thinking, oh, I should really learn how to dump the weight because I might one day get in trouble. And I haven't failed a squat yet, but I might. And it's just, I don't know. While that thought isn't bad, to have that thought while I was warming up to a heavy set. I mean, I say heavy, but it was hell heavy relative to that day. I mean, anyways, I was working my way up, and I was thinking about this thought. crossed my mind, and whether the thought crossed my mind because of what would happen after, or because what happened, or maybe the thought crossing my mind changed the outcome of the day. Uh, we don't know yet. It's a chicken or the egg situation, and you know, uh, actually, on a side note, people argue that the egg came first because lots of reptiles and sea life lay eggs. But that's on a different note. Anyways, so I was warming up and I was doing fine. I was feeling good. I was a little tired, but I was feeling good. And I was doing 3x5 that day, so 3 sets of 5. And I add 10 pounds, 5 or 10 pounds, depending on how I feel. And I was planning on doing because the previous week I had done 2 35 by 5 by 3. So this week I was gonna do 3 sets of 2 45. And so as I'm getting up, I feel good. I got up under the bar. I walked it out, and I went down. But the thing is, I never came back up. What happened was my hips kind of shot up, but I folded forward and my lumbar rounded over, and I collapsed under the weight. And I think one of the main problems is, like I said before, I didn't really know how to dump it properly. So I think I might have exerted myself trying to come back up, and that probably made my back round over more, and it crumpled on itself. Anyways, yeah. So luckily I was in a squat rack, and the weight went onto the bars, and I got out from under it. And when I went down and tried to come back up, I heard a crack like of the when you like crack your neck like sideways and you crack your fingers, you hear that sound, and that cracking and popping is the sound of fluid escaping the joints. And anyways, that's the sound I heard in my back, but it was very loud, and I snapped my shit up, as the Hodgins say. Anyways, it was quite. At that time, it wasn't painful, but as soon as I got out from under it, I just collapsed and fell back, and I just laid down for a while. And at that point, I knew I was done that day. I actually thought I was so worried. I thought I was never gonna be able to walk. I thought I was gonna like never squat again. So many negative things were going through my mind, and I didn't know what to make of it. And so I put my shoes. Well, with great effort, I put my shoes back on and kind of walked out the gym. And this is the first time ever actually that I've done this, but I left the weight exactly where it was. I did not take anything off at all. I left it exactly how it was. I didn't put away my weights, and I apologize, but it could not be helped this time. You know, usually I'm very OCD. Like I have to have a clean environment, and I have to work properly, and yeah. So that's the thing. And so after I did that, I got home and I couldn't walk or do anything, and it just hurt all over. Like my lumbar was just toast. The pain was a solid 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10. I'm not exaggerating. That's what it was. So much so that I fell to my knees and just lay on the floor exactly where I lie. And after some great effort, I made it up the stairs, and went to the living room and just fell asleep. And I lay there the whole night, all the way up until today. So from last night to about 3 or 4 p.m. I laid there, and I mean I shifted around a bit, and it hurt a lot. But yeah, so I went to the doctor, and the doctor says that it's that there's no lasting damage. It's just some ligament damage, and thank God I didn't crack a spine, crack a vertebrae, or do some nerve damage or anything. Uh, I was actually kind of I felt good kind of because he was poking at my back and he was saying, "Whoa, wow, your back's very muscular." And then it was lucky that that I've strengthened my lower back via deadlifts so much, and I've always practiced good form, so the damage wasn't too bad. And anyways, I took a shower now, and I actually feel quite good. I have a belt strapped around my back for a little bit of added stability, but I think I'm gonna be okay. And yeah, that's all I wanted to say for now. And have a good night, ladies and gentlemen. My video is about to run out. Uh, like, comment, subscribe if you want, and peace.